Hello and welcome back to We Have teleported halfway through Luxor because I'm a fucking idiot.
Woo!
Alright. Now, to be perfectly honest, the first half of Luxor is not really all that interesting. You just go through the left half and the right half of Luxor to get the Feather of Mott and the Golden Heart. And you need both of those items to open up the door at the end of Luxor, which we are attempting to get through now by walking through this elevated garden area. I'm also attempting to show off a couple of secrets. That's where the ending of that particular part happened. Huh.
You have the
I
feather
remember
of
producing that part. That part got produced, but I have apparently overwritten it.
That is funny.
And yes, you can blow up the statue of, I believe it's supposed to be either Osiris or Neith.
So,
I'm not sure.
So if this was a 70s movie, this is basically, we lost a film reel, we couldn't find it, we looked everywhere in the projector booth, so we decided, fuck it, we're just gonna put the reel right after it.
Yeah. But yeah, we skipped the first half of Luxor, which honestly is a much more boring part of, it's the much more boring half of Luxor, honestly.
That's why we had to skip it.
It's not why we had to skip it. We had to skip it because I'm an idiot. But there are a couple of large enemy encounters, and that's honestly all that there really is, aside from the puzzle element.
So let me get this from my understanding. When you entered Luxor, you went left, you got the thing. You went right, you got the thing. Now, did we just go center?
Yeah, we are effectively going center at the moment.
Okay,
with all the goddamn clear ambushes.
We're climbing the shaft of the cock that is this level.
I am pulling out the laser cannon specifically for an ambush that I know is coming up.
Any second now.
Specifically this one.
Ah, ghostly abomination.
Actually, this one.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, they put a Styrian wearable and an invisible Cyclopean at a secret health spot. And it's a 1 drop of secret health. So what the hell, game?
1 unit of health. It's a secret. Yeah, the secret is you should have turned around.
I don't really use the laser cannon all that often. It's not a terrible weapon, to be perfectly honest. It's just that, well, I don't use it over the minigun specifically. I usually find the use out of the minigun over the laser cannon. The laser cannon does have higher DPS, to be perfectly honest. Thank you, ambush. You can stop happening now.
Okay. You have passed the ambush of antiquity. Proceed, young warrior.
Through the door. Oh, look, plot!
Plot?
Yes,
Plot?
plot!
Plot! An obelisk.
Yes, a very large and lengthy and stony obelisk with scarab indents on it.
Now that we've seen the whole thing, now let's rise to the top. Yep, that is definitely the sky.
Yep, that is definitely an obelisk. Oh no, wait!
No, it was actually 4 obelisks. What the fuck?
It's not an obelisk at all. It's a space antenna.
Now communicating with the gods.
We are sending a message out to the deep space where that is approaching.
And they have signaled for the mothership to land. I think.
Interesting that it's going for Southern Africa when Egypt is most certainly in Southern Africa.
Maybe it wants to approach over. Maybe it wants to approach over the Congo. Actually, wait. I can't remember where the Congo River is. It's too long since I read
The Congo River stretches out through most of Africa, honestly. Although it's much more it's much more through most of the Central Africa, I believe.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing, Central Africa, but I was reading Heart of Darkness, which is about a bunch of British guys going on an expedition up the Congo River, but I can't remember if the most convenient place would be, more towards the north, or if it didn't really matter.
The Sacred Yards, I assume, is an actual secret level that's located some goddamn where. I have no idea where.
Call me crazy, Gurnett. I
Giving
think they're trying to prepare us for something.
I know, right? But what could they possibly be attempting to prepare us for?
Oh, Serious Sam knows.
The 4 ankhs. Alright, so, the gimmick behind this particular room. This room is fucking huge.
Jesus.
That is the first gimmick behind this room. The second major gimmick behind this room. There are 4 ankhs. Here is the first one. You cannot collect these ankhs out of order. They do not exist until each successive one has been collected.
I see.
After getting each ankh, enemies will start to spawn. And you need to place the ankhs, for the next ankh to actually start spawning. Every time you collect or place an ankh, enemies will spawn, and they will do so in patterns.
Now my question is, did the game actually explain well enough the sequence that you're using in order to get through this?
No, because it doesn't fucking matter.
And nothing else matters.
Never care for plot lines.
I don't care if I die. I'm serious.
Serious Sam is technically from the far from the future, so I don't think that he would actually be that big a fan of Metallica specifically. However, he is a fan of Indiana Jones, or at the very least, he knows what Indiana Jones is.
Yes.
So, is it possible that he would know what Metallica is?
He would know 80s Metallica. We were just singing 90s Metallica, where there's a big difference between the two.
I don't know. I honestly, I do prefer Metallica's earlier stuff, but honestly, Metallica's best song will still be One for me.
Yeah.
One is awesome.
I think my One is a very close, second or third for me personally to Master of Puppets.
Master of Puppets is good, but it gets very ragey at certain points, and I'm like, did we really need that?
Well, yeah,
I mean, it's already a pseudo-political song.
Are there political undertones in that song?
There are, specifically when you construct the political behind particular stanzas.
President Trump is pulling the strings, taking your taxes, stealing your things. that kind of political Gurnett.
Not about Trump specifically, but kinda.
I believe Metallica had written that song under the presidency of President Herbert Walker Bush.
More clear.
We still need to find more rocks.
Yes, we do. However, there are scorpion arachnoid persons shooting at us.
So, do the enemies ever stop spawning as long as you haven't gotten all the ankhs yet?
They do, honestly. The enemies will continue to spawn until their particular pattern tells them to stop spawning. Which is why this part is honestly not nearly as action-packed as they really want it to be, because the ankhs are not located in the easiest of places to find. They usually end up being behind one of the far left or far right pillars here.
I mean, I know you couldn't cut it out, but I mean, don't you have a speed-up feature in your editor?
I do. I don't know how it works. I have only attempted to use it like twice, I think, and it's never come out well.
I see.
And even then, I would mostly just end up speeding up, about 30 seconds to be walking around, as opposed to, the several minutes of walking around that is actually taking place.
Yeah. Well, this is why there are enemies in this area, so you have something to do while you're just walking around.
I suppose, but the problem on the lower difficulties is that these enemies do not provide much of a challenge for them to honestly be here. But on the higher difficulties, the enemies provide a bit too much of a challenge, not by their number, but by the type of enemies that they throw at you here. The Alderon, minor lizards, the clears, and the Syrian werebulls.
One more to go. It goes right there.
Oh look, health and armor.
So if I was the one playing this and I knew where all the things were, I would just, if enemies came up, I would keep my control. I would keep my left control stick. This is pretending it's a console game, of course. I'd keep my left control stick going towards the items, and I would use my right control stick in conjunction with my left to both walk towards the Ankh and shoot at the enemies.
Yeah, but I don't have where the ankhs are memorized.
They're not put in random locations.
They are not. They are in set locations.
Why is there a helicopter in the background?
They're not. That's how many clears are walking around.
So the clears are the ancestors of helicopters. Interesting.
You know what? Sure, they throw bolas. They may as well be the ancestors of helicopters.
They got the Egyptian King Ptolemy to realize that spinning objects at 400 rounds per minute is enough to generate lift. So he flew towards the heavens and united with the sun in eternity.
Is that the Ballad of Amon-Ra?
No. I was wondering for the longest time who Ptolemy actually was. King Ptolemy is the Egyptian king whose daughter was Cleopatra.
So
yeah.
Otherwise known as the dude who is unimportant.
The unimportant dude, whose only significance is that he knew other important dudes and or women.
Yes, Biomex, we hear you stomping around.
Giant Biomex. Oh my god, they are giant. It's just too bad they die too goddamn fast.
Yeah, we fought the red Biomex plenty of times already.
You fired like 60 bullets at them. That was a kill.
For the smaller ones, I think the larger ones are close to 100. All items placed.
Exclamation point.
Doors open. And we can finally leave Luxor.
Run. And walking animation. Epic fade out to black sequence.
Alright, that was the end of Luxor.
Yay.
And next time we'll be going into the Great Pyramid.
They tell you good luck before the last mission. How very first person shooter of this game.
Yeah. I'm gonna warn you guys now. Next part is going to be me bitching.
Yay. And the next part, Gerd at bitches.